Aloha, it was great seeing you today. Tell you what, we're going to start off with, we'll talk about the beginning and first question you had. When we're counting our beat out, it's easier to count out in quarter notes, even though we have eighth notes that are structured there. In my mind, I see two things. One, I see a square. 1, 2, 3, 4. This kind of keeps my beat aligned. You could also view it as having two notes going 1, 2, 1, 2, back and forth maybe. 1, 2, 1, 2. The way we would view like 3, I view it as a triangle. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But the foot itself, if I do quarters, works over everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would have been 11. If I did it over 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The foot would always work with quarters. So what we do is do it flat-footed in the beginning and then change it to just your toe. And what I'd like you to do for that first opening in One Summer's Day, first page, if I'm remembering the chords right, I only sight read them. I should have taken a picture of it. So I would say that we were going to have our fifth here. And then I noticed that you were doing multiple fingers on for these different notes. We actually can just use one finger if you want. It's not totally proper, but most of our minor seconds or our major seconds like that we would use. Doesn't always have to be a minor second. So the first thing I would do is start tapping my foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when the first chord comes along, 3, 4. That last time with the 3, 4, because you know in the next measure you're going to need to hold that note. I would say probably do that with your foot, and it would look something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you're doing is training your brain to go down there and hold out your 3 and 4 until the next measure. If I remember correctly, it held that last half note, tied it over. So it's going to hold it for an additional 4 notes. So 6 notes in total. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can either count the measure as it stands, or you could count out the 6, because that's how many beats it would receive after having the tied note. I hope that made sense. Keep the foot tapping. It can be silly loud in the beginning if you need to, and we could dial it back. And then one of the concepts is if you could do that with your foot, you could also do it with your hands. So if you kept just this over here, then you should be able to do eighth notes on the other hand. You could do eighth notes on here, you switch it, right? So this one's doing, and this one does eighth notes. It's easier to do rhythms with our right hand, I think. After that, maybe eighth notes, and then 16th notes. And then switch it. Doesn't matter what you play when you're trying to do your rhythms. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. What happens is you could abstractly work on rhythms without even having notation, then go back and put into a phrase, and then from there then you could add your melody from it. And what we're trying to do is do the rhythms, learn how to diagnose what chords are. So if I did something like this, how would I know what that is? 1, 2, 3 down here, D, F, and an A. Well, I would dissect it. Are there any black keys? No. We're all in white keys, might be in the key of C or A minor. 1, 2, 3 looks like a C sus to me without the fifth, and then lo and behold, that fifth is up here. So if we were to go through and just see these notes right here, what would that be? Well, that's just a sus chord. It has this note. Majors can be susses, like a sus4 or a sus2. because it resolves back to the 3 when it becomes present. Even if we didn't have the 5, it's implied. Our brain naturally hears it. And then when we have minors, we would just name the same notes as being a 9 chord or an 11 chord. But the one thing we have learned is anytime you have anything over the top of an 8, has to be 9, 11, 13. It just works out that those are your same really cool notes. Your 2, 4, and your 6. Your sus, and your relative minor. I hope that's enough on chord explanation. When we do chords like this, or we use them in our song here, like this is our 4th. That's also going to have a 5th, but it's got that 7-ish tone. Next, we're going to be moving this down a half step, and then playing through the course of a D, E, and a B flat, I think I remember. No, that can't be right. No, there it is. That's the chord. So our first chord would have been something like this. The next chord, it's just moving it up. Like a 7 chord. When it comes down here, we have, I believe this is the chord that you hold out. Or it might be the next one. And then the next chord being a 4th here. And that 4th. If I had to guess. Now, the reason why I'm guessing at these and I'm not making them crazy is because that feels like it should be a 4th. That E would have been in the chord. Very catchy melody. Anywho, the first ones, try and work on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Try and go over that, and then what happens is when you count through the whole thing, the next time you go through that, once you got the chords down, it doesn't feel so foreign for the hands to play it. Go through each one and figure out what the chords are in correlation with the key signature. And then when you see that tie above the top, when you do your counting, just leave it on the bottom note. And you would have your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then here's one where we would hold it. So we would have something like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That figure goes down into the same melody, mesh chord down here, and then melody over the top. So keep reading with that, go slow, take deep breaths, and these scales we're about to do will help with the fingers moving around. Remember that when we do these chords, we're defining what our 1, 3, 5 is, but by doing our scale exercises, we're feeling out major third, minor third, and then perfect 4th. Most of the time it's going to feel like this or like this. So remember that when we're doing our phrasings, that you can also use your thumb for notes next to each other and then get more of a gap with the other hands. Our scales for the B flat and for this week will look like C major, G major, anything else. We kind of make our own little devices in the key. This is all C major, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back down, and 1, 5, 1. If you wanted to go 5, you want to stay within the 7 diatonic notes, at least in the beginning. And the key of this week is going to be B flat major or G minor. They both share the same key signature. When we play B flat major, we have B flat and E flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. On the right hand, we start off with our second finger. We play our second finger, our first finger, the thumb, second finger, third finger, under to the F with our thumb, 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, roll up to the 4th finger. It's going to feel a lot like our F at that portion, right? But we're in B flat. It's relative 4th, the perfect 4th. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2 or 3. But I would say do with your 2 because that's where we started. With the left hand, we're going to start off with our third finger, the middle finger. We're then going to be playing the the second finger on the C. D is going to be our first finger. Roll over to our fourth finger. I know it's going to feel weird, but that puts us in a perfect position to play our F, walk it up, and then do over to start on our next grouping. Right? So the feeling behind this is 3, 2, 1, 4. It's a very weird one. Pretty much say if you could do the Addams Family in every key, you're exhibiting, you know what the 1, 2, 3, 4 is, everything. Right? So maybe that's another little fun mechanism to do. Okay, so what I would like you to do is maybe play a B flat down to an E flat, to an F, to a B flat. And when you hold the chords around that, change one note on your phrasing back with the F. And that's a moving melody. And then try your bass. Working the scale. All the diatonic chords. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. Have fun with that. Make a mechanism. Maybe something like... Oops, I hit a wrong note. There's no E natural in there, silly. Anyway, you see what I'm talking about. Have fun with that this week. If you have any questions, put it in a little recap email, and I will get back to you. Aloha.